Hello everyone, welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to answer this WAEC question, the 2015 WAEC question on computer study. So this type of question also comes out on the data processing. For those of you that will be writing WAEC or NECO very soon, this is an opportunity for you to prepare yourself before you go and sit for that examination. The question says the table A1, that's the name of this table, below shows the performance of students in an end of term examination in a certain secondary school. Then using a spreadsheet program, insert the heading. So we are going to prepare this table using a spreadsheet program. And one example of a spreadsheet program is Microsoft Excel. We are not going to do this using Microsoft Word. We will do it using Microsoft Excel as an example of a spreadsheet program. Without wasting much time, let's dive into it. And I'll launch Microsoft Excel on my computer. I'll click on Start, and I'll locate Microsoft Excel. Got it right there. I also have Microsoft Excel 2013, but I will use 2007. Microsoft Excel 2007. I'll launch it. There I have it. So this is a spreadsheet package, which is a Microsoft Excel. But in case you're using a different operating system, but my computer is running on Microsoft Windows 8 operating system. If you're using a different operating system, like the previous version, maybe Windows 7 or Windows XP, you're not going to be seeing exactly what you're seeing on your screen now, most especially when you click on the Start button. This is not what you're going to be seeing. You'll be seeing a different thing. But I will just show us how to launch Microsoft Excel if you are using a different operating system. How do you do that? First of all, step one, you just list the step right here. Step one, you click on the start button. Click on the start button. That's step one. I just click right here. You're not going to see this, take note. Then on the program list, you look for Microsoft Excel. If you are running 2007, if it's 2007 that you install on your computer, look for Microsoft Excel 2007. If it's 2010, look for Microsoft Excel 2010. Excuse me. If it is 2013, just look for it. But mine is 27. So you will see something like this on the program list. By the time you click on the start button, you see something like this. Locate it and click on it, then you will have this spreadsheet appear on your screen. But in case you did not see it there, then step two, you click on all program. Okay, click on all program. After you click on start button and click on all program, then step three, locate Microsoft Office, go to Microsoft Office and click on it. Okay, so this is a folder. This Microsoft Office is a folder. Find it and click on it. By the time you do that, you see list of programs will appear, and among that list of programs, look for Microsoft Excel. Let me take the last step again. Step 3, locate Microsoft Office is a folder. Click on it. You will see list of programs. Among that list of programs, you see Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Access 2007. If it is 2007 that is installed on the computer, you see Microsoft Groove, Microsoft Word. So look for Microsoft Excel 2007 or 2013, whichever one you installed on your computer, and click on it. You will have this screen appear. You have this application appear on your screen. Alright. Then let's dive into the next step. So here we are using a spreadsheet program. Insert the heading Mark Sheet for SS1 Science. So I'm going to click on A1, that's column A. Now type a Mark Sheet for SS1 science. Okay, I'm not going to center it for now. Then the next thing I want to do is to add the feed header as this index number, name, physics, biology, and so on. So I'll click on the first one. As on the second row now, I'll click on the first column. I'll type index number. I'll click somewhere else. I'll click on column B. I'll type name. Click somewhere else. I'll click on column C. What do I have? I have a physics, chemistry, biology, and English. So I enter physics. Next one is chemistry. Next one is biology. Next one is English language. And next, column G. Column G is what? I have a total and of course average. So column G you have a total and this one is a average. Yeah. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to adjust my feed so that it can fit in. If you look at the index number, it's cutting it off somewhere. This is because the feed is too small. The feed width is too small to contain the name of this feed. So I want to make it wider by adjusting it. So how do I do that? I place my mouse on top of the vertical line until I see this plus symbol, this cross symbol. Okay, I'll move it away. Take your mouse and place it on top of the vertical line until you see this cross symbol. Then you click and drag to the right hand side. Place your mouse, the same thing here. Place your mouse on top of the vertical line until you see this cross. Click and drag to the right hand side. You do the same thing. If I want to adjust for physics, of course, let me adjust for chemistry, a little bit for biology, then English language. Then I think I should leave this one the way it is. It's okay like this. Okay. Then the next thing I will have to put this heading on the center. How do I do that? First of all, I want to remove this line. I don't want this line to show on this row 1. This line dividing the feed. I don't want it to show on row 1. I will have to, for me to obtain that, I have to merge it. I will merge these cells together. It's like joining them together. So I'll select from here to the end, and I'll click on this function, and I'll select merge and center. There. So as it is now, it is on the center. Alright. Then the next thing is for me to enter this data on the table. So the first one is X001 and the name is I'm going to pause this video and go ahead and add this data. I will come back when I'm through and I finish adding this data. You should do the same thing. Okay, I've added the data on that table. So this data right here. So if you're able to do this task up to this point, you have 4 marks out of 15. The total mark for this question is 15 marks. So if you're able to do it up to this point, you have 4 marks. Okay, so let's look at the next task. We are now on the task C. Task C says insert a row between index number X024 and the X114. Then add the following data to that. So what we need to do is that we need to, in between these two records, we need to add one record. In between them, we need to create a record. Okay, and how do we do that? First, we'll select on this one, then we'll go to insert. Click on your home tab. Make sure you're clicking on the home tab, then go to insert. Then select insert sheet row. Remember, the arrangement from top to bottom is known as the columns, while the arrangement from left to right is known as the rows. So I'm going to click on this and so since we want to add a new record from left to right, so we'll select on the insert row. So select insert sheet row. There I have it. Okay, so what are the things they say? What are the values of the record as X007 X007. The name is Badamosi. Okay, what are the test the score for the subject? 23, 45, 72, and 40. So we have 23, 45, 72, and this one is a 40. Okay, so let's look at that. What do we have next? Yes, correct. So if you do it up to this point, you have 5 marks out of 10. You have 5 marks. So task D says using the appropriate formula, determine the following. First, we determine the total mark for each student. Determine the total mark for each student. So first, on this place, since we want to add this, and this 4 together and have the sum, the result here in this column. So how do you do that? You can use calculator. You can do this with calculator. It's okay. But what if you have 1,000 record? That might take you up to 1 hour if you want to use calculator. But there's a function in Excel which allows you to add up these 4 items together and display the sum on this very cell. So we are going to use that function. So first of all, we need to select 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 items. Then we'll look for this summation symbol, this summation sign. We'll click on the arrow pointing down. There's an arrow pointing down. We'll click on it and we'll look for sum. There are so many functions there. We wanted to find the average, the count number, the maximum, the minimum. We wanted to find the highest number, the student with the highest mark here. We can select the maximum. If we want to find the student with the lowest mark, select the minimum. Okay, so since we want to find summation, we are going to select the 4 items, then go to that formula, then we'll select the summation. That is the sum there. We'll do the same thing for the second record summation. Okay, that's how we're going to obtain, that's how we will do to obtain the total sum for all the records. But there's another way we can do this. Let me just show you this. You have to be very good in Excel. Let me show you another way you can do this. Instead of me using this formula function, I can type it out using my keyboard. Now, if you claim that you're good in Excel, you should know how to do this. Okay, so how do you do that? First, you need to click. Since I want the total of these 4 items to display on this cell, I'll click on that cell. If I want it to display on this cell, I'll click on this one. But since I want to display on this total column, I click on this cell. Then I'll type my equals on the keyboard, equal sign using the keyboard. Then I'll type sum. Okay, look at the sum. I'll double click on the sum. Then the Excel will ask me what number and what number do I want to sum up. That is number 1, number 2. What from where to where do I want to sum up? So I want to sum this number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay, so for me to do that, I'll just use my mouse and click on this one, then select up to this point and press the enter key on my keyboard. There, I have the sum. I can do the same thing for the second one. Just type my equal sign, type sum, click on that sum, then I'll select from here to here, I press my enter key on the keyboard. Same thing. But there's another problem here. What if you have 1,000 or 2,000 record? Do you have to keep on doing this? I take at least 20 minutes. Alright, but in order for me to avoid that, I could just do for only one. I'll delete this. I'll click on this and delete it. I could just do for only one, then copy and paste that formula on the rest of the record. Yeah, that is right. I'll do it for only one, then copy and paste it for the rest of the record. How do you do that? First, you click on the cell where you have the formula, the total formula computed for. So I click on the cell, then I move my mouse to the edge of this triangle until I see this cross. Then I click and drag down to the end of the record. See, the sum for all the records have been computed automatically for me. Let me do it again. I click on the cell, then I move my mouse pointer to the edge of the rectangle until I see this plus, then I click and drag down to the end of the record. That is the total sum for each of the students. Let's look at the next task. Second task, we'll find the average for each student. Find the average for each student. Okay, so that one will have to appear right here. So how do I do that? I'll do the same thing. I'll use the last method to compute for the average. Remember, you can use this function right here to find the average. Okay, so I'll just click on this and type equal sign, type average. So look at average here, I'll double click. Then average of what number to what number? What are the range I want to find the average of? Okay, so the range I want to select from here, I want to find the average of physics, chemistry, biology, and English. Don't include total. Do not include total. Average is you add that one up and divide it by total number of subjects. Okay, that means this plus this plus this plus this divide by how many? Divide by 4. Divide by 5 because we have 5 subjects: physics, chemistry, biology, and English. This 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Divide by 4. Okay, so by the time I said, don't need to do that mathematics. You have a function in Excel that does that for you. So by the time I type that average, I'll just select from here to here and press my enter keyboard. Okay, let me do it again. I'll delete this and do it again. I click on this type equal sign, average, select the average, double click on the average, then I'll select from here to here. Don't include the total and press the enter key on the keyboard. That's the average. That's showing me a different value. Let's do it again. Type average, select from here to here and press that. Okay, yeah, I have it. So I wouldn't want to do the same thing for all of them, so I'll just copy and paste the formula, right here. So that is the average for each of the students. Okay, let's look at the next task. Find average mark for each of the students, which we have done. Average for the class, so we need to find the class average. So since they did not specify where we are going to position the class average, we can do it here and type class average here, and they will compute the average under this place. Or we can come to this place here and type class average, and compute the average here. So since they did not specify this position, I'm going to use this place. Okay, so I want the average to show on this first cell here, average of the class. So how do I do that? I can type average, select up, click or select it. Then the average will be based on the total. I'll add up the total score for each of the students. I'll add them up, alright, and divide by the total number of students. We just select from here to here and press the enter key. That is the class average for this set of students. So I'm going to delete this one since we don't need it anymore. Okay, so what's the next task? Okay, so if you are able to do it up to this point, you have another 5 marks, adding to the previous 5 and making it 10. That is 10 out of 15 marks. I think at this point you have done pretty good. You have passed. Okay, it's a good point. It's a good try. 10 out of 15. So let's see if we can get the remaining 5 marks. This is the next task. Next task, that is task E. Copy table 1, paste it 3 rows below the same worksheet. Copy table 1, paste it 3 rows below the same worksheet. Okay, so I'm going to copy table 1 from here to here. I'll just stop at this point and paste it 3 rows below. So I count 1, 2, 3. So I'll paste it from here, paste it there. Okay, we'll call it table A2. I think that's what it said. Yeah, the same worksheet, and name it table A2. Name it table A2. I'll just call this table A2. Okay, then the next task, arrange table A2 in descending order using the average column. So table A2, I'm going to arrange it in descending order using the average column. So I will want to arrange using this one. I arrange it in descending order. Let me just explain this. What do I mean by descending order? If I have a set of number from 1 to 10, if I want to arrange them in ascending order, that means the smallest will come first, then followed by the next one, next, and so on. This arrangement is known as a ascending order. But if I want to arrange them in descending order, that means the highest will come first, 10 will come first, then 9, 8, 7, and so on. This type of arrangement is known as a descending order arrangement. So I'm going to arrange this table in descending order using the average. I think so, that's what I said. Using the average column. So I'll click on this I'll just select it. There's a function in Excel that you can use to do that. So I'll select this and I'll go to sorting, sort and filter, click on it, and I'll select sort largest to smallest. Sort largest to smallest. So I'll select it. I'll say expand the selection, yes, sort. There we have it. So you see 76 is the highest, 73.75 follows, and so on. So the table has been arranged in the descending order. If I want to calculate, let me just compute the class average again. Class average. Okay, I'll just select this and I'll type class, type equal sign average, type click on the average. Now select from here to there. Okay, so there we have it. We have sorted table 2 in the descending order. Next task. The next task says task G, save your work on a suitable storage device. Save your work on a suitable storage device. So what we need to do is to save our work on a suitable storage device. So right now, I'm going to save the work on the desktop. Okay, I'm going to save the work on the desktop. Of course, you are going to print it out too. Save your work on a suitable storage device, print out your work and submit. Okay, so first of all, we'll submit, you save it. If I want to save it, because I have not saved my worksheet yet, so I'll click on this icon here to save it, or I click on this office button, then go to save as. Okay, since they say we should save it on a suitable storage device, maybe your flash drive or CD plate or diskette, I'm going to save this on the desktop for now. Okay, I'll select my desktop. Select my desktop here, and I'll give the file name. I'll just call it practical tax. Practical tax. Okay, then I'll click on save. It has been saved on my computer desktop. If I minimize this and check on my computer desktop, let me just close this. Yes, there I have it. Look at it there, practical tax. Okay, so if I wanted to print this, how do I do that? First of all, I need to plug in my printer on the computer. Then in Excel, there's a different way you print in Excel. It's quite different from how you print in Microsoft Word. If I want to print, this is a Microsoft Word document. If I want to print it, I just click on the office button and go to print. And just select my printer. Select which printer I'm using from there. Just click OK, and the document will be printed for me. But in Excel, it's a little bit different. Printing in Excel is a little bit different. How do you print in Excel? First, you need to set the print area. Because let's look at that. Let's go to print preview. Click on the office button. Click on print preview. Yeah. See, I think this is working. Is it working? No, because the class average is not there. Look at that. We have the index number, the name, the physics, chemistry, but the class average is not there. We're supposed to print it together with the class average. Where is it? Okay, so the reason is because the print area has been set outside of the class average. So we need to reset the print area so that it will include the class average in our printer. Okay, so how do we do that? I'll click on my page layout and go to this print area. I'll first of all reset it, clear print area. I'll reset it first, then I'll select a new print area. So I want to print from here to here. So I'll select it and I'll go and click on that. It says set print area. Okay, so if I go back to my print preview and you see that, okay, it's still not included. Let me click on page setup, click on landscape, and click OK. Okay, so it has been included now. So now I have that. So you see my class average has been included on my printer. So just plug in your printer and click on print, then select the printer that you're using from here. As soon as you plug in your printer, the printer will show from here. Just select it and click on OK, and your spreadsheet will be printed for you straight away. Please feel free to send me questions on my blog. Go to my web page on the go to www.softgrants.ds.am. okay, that's my page. Go there for more information. And this is the end of the tutorial. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.